What's up? It's music time with Jason. What's up? It's music time with Jason. What's up? It's music time with Jason Davis. Got a phone call. Hello? 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 I don't speak the language you're trying to speak to me right now. What are you saying? Okay. All right. So this is episode 1. Somebody's calling. You know how it go down. This is the test episode. Of course, we got the pick. I'm gonna get interesting. What we're doing today. Hello out there, Jason Davis Jazz, South Dallas Jason. We have so many updates um, since our last show on YouTube. I guess we're showing Spider-Man and the Joker today. There's no way to not do that. Just for everybody. And that message is how many people see this and make sure you see this. Stay humble. This is on the back of a painting I did. I painted up. This is my mini Rippleton painting off of mini Rippleton house. I'll show it to you again. It's on silver. One of my paintings. On the back of it, I use this in the studio. I use that and I keep it. I watch that. It's important to stay humble. All right. So today, this is my test show, so I'm kind of telling you what the show is about. This show is basically the show is where we spend time doing music. I got a screen here, and I don't know how well you can see the screen. I got a lot of stuff written on these little sticky notes, but got a screen here, and I'm going to be writing some music today, and I want you to have a bird's eye view of it. So I don't want you to be like staring at the back of my head, but I want to play around with the camera a little bit, and shout out to Jack Daniels. I'm the 2018, one of the 2018 Jack Daniels Community Influencer Award recipients, and received an award from Jack Daniels along with a couple other artists here in Dallas, Frank Capanga, and the gentleman who's one of the founders of Josie Records, I believe. I got an award along with those guys through Do 214 magazine and news media publication. And I'm happy to be awarded the Community Influence Award from Jack Daniels. Yeah, they did send me a check. And I actually bought this mic with it. Now this mic is kind of, you know, but I bought this mic and I bought this little interface. I don't know if you see it. Bought a couple of recording devices, and I believe that recording is a way for musicians to document what we do in a certain format. And so a lot of this music time with Jason Davis is going to be designed to encourage people that don't have a lot of money to be able to use some of the free and less expensive things online in order to get your music done. If your ears are tuned and you know what you're listening for, and you know what you're listening to, you can achieve a quality sound. And then you can get to a certain point as far as you can take it. And then you go give it to a professional. So I'll talk a lot about those things. Got notes on YouTube? Yeah, we got notes everywhere. But Yeah, Jason Davis Jazz Outdoors. Jason does a test record. I'm kind of testing the lighting. I'm testing the camera angles. I'm testing everything. So it's gonna be good. Um, I'm not gonna move the camera too much. I want to see if I can get the point where you can see this up here. It might be too much of a glare. Let me change the lighting. Second. Lights down. All right. Well, it's still a little glare there. So let's pull some sheet music up and see what you see. What are you looking at? Okay, wait. That's making you still see the screen. Okay. Look at that chat box going. Yeah, tell me. All right. That. Did we do this yet? We did that. For applications. So I took a class in music notation from a guy named Rod Harge. You out there, Rod? Thank you so much. You taught me a lot in that 1 day class on Sibelius. It was amazing. Trust me. I mean it. I may sound like I'm being funny, but I'm serious. You taught me a lot of stuff. Thank you. I took a class with him some years ago, and he had like so many hours of you know experience on Sibelius that he was just showing me all these shortcuts and all these things. So um, I appreciate him. But I'm not using Sibelius. I'm using something that is extremely similar. So I'm actually showing you my setup. Um, I may get closer to the screen so you can see what I'm doing up here. So give me 1 second to do an adjustment. And like I said, we haven't been live on YouTube in a minute. It's been almost a year now. Almost a year, but not quite a year. Let's get a little closer. Yeah, I'm letting my beard grow and all that. So I'm just gonna try to put you here so you can be like over my shoulder. Good, close. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can see what we're doing here once we get the music big. So we're setting up music score. Um, I'm gonna figure out how to get this right. I'm choosing my language, which I'm gonna go with English from the U.S. Push continue. My keyboard setup is I'm gonna put U.S. QWERTY just because it was already there. Chords will help guide you through the functionality of music. Would you like to see chords? No. I don't want any chords to how to write music. Your preferences have been saved. Thank you. Yeah, when I first got the program, maybe I did want the tours, but not with this. All right. So the cool thing about what I'm trying to do today, I'm trying to get to the point where you can see. I don't know what you can see. Got any viewers out there? If you're out there viewing, can you let me know if you can even see what I'm typing on the screen? See? I'm gonna call this outside. Then we're gonna put brass band arrangement. We're gonna put we gotta figure out exactly when we start to put composers in, we have to make sure that we got the right names. So we're gonna put outside. So Moultrie and Bobby Billions. Okay. So the composers are Moultrie. Moultrie and Bobby Billions. Okay. We're gonna skip all that lyrics and copyright stuff. But we're gonna put we'll put who's arranged by later. Okay. We're gonna continue. Choose instruments. So I want to do a marching band arrangement, but I want to see if this small marching band template works for me. So we're gonna continue. I don't like to write um, in keys. I like to write atonally. I don't know why. I just like it more. I could do a video on that too. All right. We're in 4/4. I'm not gonna use a pickup. We'll get 32 bars and the tempo is 79. We'll just type that in. And we're done. So we're doing outside brass band by Moultrie and Bobby Billions. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna put arranged by Jason Davis. I always put my middle name on my arrangement so that we don't have any problem with which Jason Davis we're talking about. All right. So got a lot of instruments here. So I might jack it up to 150 as far as the view. Maybe let me see how big 200 is. So you can see. Are you seeing the screen is the question. So I really don't know if you can see that. The brightness on the screen is too high. Is the screen brightness too high? Let's see. Change that. Here. Video. Oh no. Oh no. We don't want to be that in a password. Oh no. I hope I don't accidentally turn the TV up. Let me just stop doing all that. Anyway, hope you can see it. If not, just, you don't have to do that when I do the remote. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Screen brightness. I don't have that on my keyboard. Okay. Yeah, I wonder is it too bright? Can you see that? Mm-hmm. We'll find out. We got 2 people watching. What's up? Y'all say something on the chat. So word up. Don't say word. All right. So today's hangout is going to be interesting because this is one of those rare times that I show my concept of transcribing music off of a sound recording. Now, everything that I'm doing is legit. Basically, I'm going to get permission to release this song. I'm going to write it out for a brass band. I'm going to pay the licensing, and for every copy that we sell, the majority of that is going to go to the songwriters. We're not going to get a lot of money for doing this. But what we will do is we will be a part of a fusion of jazz music and hip hop music, or what we call down south trap music, or whatever you like to call it. Um, we're going to put a brass band to this excellent music. So I thought it'd be good to document this and also help some people that may be interested in learning to write music and just knowing my concept. So a lot of what I'm going to do, I'm kind of going to be ignoring the camera so I can really show you the real process. But every now and then I'll turn around and talk to you. But I hope this is something that you enjoy today. And I'll talk a little more about certain things as I go along. But most of all, we want to start looking at instrumentation. I'm not going to use a bass clarinet player. Um, Most likely, I'm not going to have two clarinet parts. I'm probably going to have one flute part, one clarinet part, um, no bari sax. All right. Okay. No bari sax. I'm going to add a trombone, mellophone. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going to do two upper woodwinds, two saxes, two trumpets, two bones, no sousaphone, no mallets. Yeah, we're going to take all that off. Here we go. All right, so what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go to, that's the new version. They fixed some stuff. They may have changed stuff around. All right, we're going to go to Edit Instruments. This is if you want to add some new instruments. This over here is more like edit what you got. So I just come over and click on this B flat clarinet part. I'm going to put remove. The bass clarinet is already clicked on. I'm removing that. I'm moving the bari sax. I love bari sax. I'm removing the horn in F, which was the mellophone, and I'm going to remove the baritone horn. I'm going to remove the, you know what? The tuba is so important in brass band. So I'm not sure if I'm going to remove that yet. But I'm going to remove the xylophone. No drums. No bass drum. No cymbals. Which one deal with horns? So one clarinet, one flute, two saxes, two trumpets. Let's get another trombone part. So we're going to come over here. Select trombone. Add the score. It's right there. The instrument's good. We're going to say any more instruments I want to add. No. All right. So we got a new score. It's the same score. And he took the title page away because it wasn't so many instruments. So this is the beginning of the chart. Now I'm writing what you call a score. I can break these down to individual parts once I'm done. So basically, that's what it is right there. Now, what I like to do is I like to add another instrument. I like to do this. Now, you don't have to do this, but this is what I like to do. I like to add. So I'll go back to instruments, and I'll go pick something like a piano. I'll add that to the score, and I'll move it up to the top. Let me see, I can move it up like that. That little arrow, move it up to the top, right? And I want to take that bass clef staff off, and I want to just remove that bass clef. Just keep me. I just want just the treble clef of the piano. So it was going to be in grand staff. I took the bottom bass clef off, and I'll push save on that. Now what I got, and although it's connected to this flute part, it just wants to be. I can always go erase that. It won't make a difference, right? So what I want to do is I want to create, I guess for several measures here, I want to create what you call toggle slash marks. I want to fill it with slashes, right? So now that gives me this chord symbol look like what you would see on a jazz chart. Shout out to William Grant Still for creating that. William Grant Still, look him up. All right. So that's sounding a B, but when I play it, it's not going to sound anything. I want to write the chords in. So I'm going to push Control. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to push this. It's supposed to be Apple key, but I got a Windows keyboard. You know how to go down. All right. Oh, we still got our 2 viewers. Thanks for hanging out. Reverse Ria. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to push Control K. That's gonna give us a little box up there. Our first chord is dun, dun, dun. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. So I think that chord is, I'm gonna call that chord an A minor 7. A/7. So A minor 7. 5, 5, 5. 1, 2, 5. So we got to do some undoing. All right, play the chord for me. Oh, is that the new thing? Ooh, music chord. You're playing the chord once I click on it. Wow. Ooh, that was smart. This is version 3.6 of MuseScore. MuseScore version 3.6, and they got something new on this chord. Now, when I click on the chord, it plays the A minor chord. Man, that is heavy. I mean, maybe it's been doing that, and I just didn't know. But wow, that's beautiful. But anyway, I got to undo all that. Let me tell you what. Control Z. Get out of that. Control Z, and I got to take these slashes off. All right, so what we have to do here is we have to create the rhythm, because it's not going boom, 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 boom. It's going boom, boom, boom. 1 E and 1 E and So we need to write that rhythm. So that's a dotted. We're going to write it on a B natural. And then that's going to be followed by a 16, 5, 5, 1 E and 5, 1 E, dot, 9, 1 E and 2. All right, so that's the end of 2. So this is just basic stuff. Counting rhythms and knowing rhythms takes you back to 5, 5, 5, 2. When you first start learning how to read music. 5, 5, 5, 4, right? So that's going to be a half note. I'm just putting all these on the same note, even though they're different notes, and you'll see why in a minute. We're going to tie that together, right? We're going to listen. Right, that's the rhythm, right? So now we're going to paste. I think I'm on Windows. Okay, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Right, we're going to do that 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so that's 8 bars, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And let's go ahead and distinguish that with some double bar lines. It's good to go ahead and start putting those double bar lines and little things that section off the form of the song. Even though this is a fairly simple tune with 3 chords, you still want to be exact when people are reading it, okay? So keep it moving. All right. So Miss Reverse Rhea, can you see the screen? Can you see the individual notes, or is my screen too bright? Give me a thumbs up if you can see the notes, or thumbs down if you can't see them. All right. Here we go. And this is so cool. I'm like writing this live for y'all. See, I can see me doing it. Okay, so now we're going to select all those rhythms, right? In that 8-bar phrase by pushing the shift key and shift click. And we're going to go back to our plugins where our tools where I had filled with slashes. Now we're going to go toggle rhythmic slash notation and watch that. Boom. Now you got the rhythms, right? That's supposed to be like a half, right? You got the rhythms instead of the notes. So now when I go put my chord symbols up there, right? I go back to my control K. I mean my Apple K on this. So keep saying control K. Now I put that A minor chord in there, A minor 7 chord, right? I'm gonna say this next chord is a G major. I'm gonna put a G7 chord. I'm gonna say it's a G7. I know it's just a G major, but I like that F in there. Right? No, I don't know if I'm gonna put that 7 in there because people get weird with that. Okay, so there's the way to put a triangle for major on here is you put a T. The only hard part about that is if I don't make it a dominant 7 chord, somebody might play it as a major 7 and the F sharp is gonna throw the song out. So I'm gonna put it as a G7, and then this last chord. Oh, that was horrible. This last chord is gonna be a F major 7. So I'm gonna put the T for the triangle. I'm gonna put a 7, and then it should right F major 7. Let's see. Right. And then for here, it's starting to sound a little bit like the song, right? So here I'm gonna add some more chords by pushing Control K. F, T, 7. Now this is definitely designed to encourage folks to take their time, and if you're not able to notate music, spend some time watching videos like this. And it's important that I make videos that have current music on it. Oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Let's fix that. That's gonna go back up to 7. Go up, right? A minus 7. Well, this video is hopefully going to encourage you to begin to notate music, uh, learn your how to read rhythms and stuff, uh, to songs that are familiar to you, uh, and that are what we say vernacular to today's music and to today's current trends. Music doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be uptight. It can be fun. It should be fun, right? Should be a heartfelt and an emotional experience. So those are the type musical undertakings I like to do. Things that help people feel and connect people. Um, so boom, let's listen to this. All right, so we got a problem. We got to have a rest in there, right? So we're gonna copy that. erase that, copy that again, paste that there. Now this is gonna have to be a whole note. So instead of that measure being there, we're gonna go in there and just put a whole note there. Bing, bang, bong, 1, 2. We're gonna erase those two chords too. Control X or whatever. So just to 4, 1. So we don't want that to resound there. We want that to just hold. Let's see what it is. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. All right, so that needs to be the same story. That right there with a whole note. Copying that, tying that over. And so we'll take that whole thing, that whole 4-bar phrase, copy that, and copy that over. All right? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we plan to do this with a lot of the new music, especially music from Dallas and the state of Texas. We plan to do music based upon what music is designed to do. Just by doing music. All right, so we got so now so this is what I do. Before I write a chart, like all these instruments down here, I like to create my own lead sheet. So basically that's what we've been doing here for the past 15 minutes. Is creating a lead sheet. So we want to create a lead sheet. And I know people like to watch these little short videos and all this stuff, but this is a different kind of thing that I'm doing today. This is an educational component that I'm trying to implement, and I think that it gives like a bird's eye view, like an over my shoulder view of how I'm coming up with stuff and how technology has advanced to the point where I don't have to do this by hand anymore. I used to I still do. I write by hand. You know, brother down in Baton Rouge told me one time. He told me that he wrote the trombone, the horn lines on a famous rap song. And he said, man, I wrote them horn lines on there. He's like, bro, I wrote that by hand. I started looking at him like, man, you see me on the computer, but bro, I know how to write by hand too. You know, I started writing before computers were doing it, but one of my teachers, shout out to Mr. Collier, Mr. Kevin Collier, man. Shout out to you. Mr. Collier he was my computer teacher. He used to, while the rest of the kids over there writing code and stuff, he'd have me over there writing music. He had me on the music programs. He brought a music program up there and loaded it up specifically for me to be over there learning computerized music. So I was doing this in 91 when it first came out, but it didn't work like this works. It was these big letters, and it was kind of more like a match to match kind of thing. But if I'd have known what I was really doing with like MIDI, oh yeah, we could have gotten into it. But yeah, so now we're at this point. So you can distribute the music to musicians a lot quicker. You can check your work. It's nothing like writing from a piano by hand, but composition is different than arranging. This is not my composition. And there's probably another songwriter on here. I like to check stuff like that too, so I don't forget. I think there is another song right on there. If there's another songwriter, I'm gonna find out. But I'll find out. But I like to put the songwriters on there. What I'm doing is just arranging. I'm just dreaming up how it would sound if a brass band was standing somewhere playing it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm thinking, what if my homeboy, uh, what if my homeboy brass band, my homeboy brass band was sitting there playing this, and he's standing here, this guy standing here, where's the two of us? So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about this and that light. I'm thinking about orchestration from a standpoint of the way Duke Ellington would write specifically for the abilities and capabilities and techniques and the character of each individual musician. So one good thing about this song is it's extremely simple. There's really nothing in here to throw you off or to distract you. This is extremely simple stuff. And it's easy to try to turn into something that is not by taking that G7 and trying to play a sharp 9 and sharp 5 over it and making it diminished, like A flat diminished and a flat 9 and all this stuff. Everything doesn't have to be that way. Some things can be just a blanket for you to create on top of. Everything doesn't have to be, I guess what they call, what they say, you putting your little spin on it. Sometimes the spin is you having an interaction with the simplicity as opposed to you altering the simplicity for your sake. It's really about the subtleties, the nuances, and the silence. And so as I began to transcribe and get into these types of works, current works, I want to have respect for those chords and those chord structures just as much as I have respect for the hymns, just as I have respect for reggae music, Tejano music. You don't go in the blues, you don't go in there throwing your seasonings too hard on stuff, especially Caribbean music, especially African music, because it's been building for generations. It didn't just somebody just boom. It's been building for every generation has added something to that music. And so this generation has added something to this music. They got something about it they like, but they want to add something to it. As we're talking about a fusion, you have to have respect for every level that is added to that type of music that you're fusing with your own music. Because essentially that's what we're doing. When we're thinking about people that have done fusion music or that are, and not necessarily the new groups that are doing fusion music in the sense of what the 70s already did. We're talking about fusion, right? Mixing the cumbia with the music of Louisiana. You know, what I would call in my mind a cilantro gumbo, moving all these southwestern regional music flavors into going into the deep south. So all those things, I mean, because I've lived in Miami, so the music in Miami is different than the music in Texas when you're talking about regional Latin music. You see what I'm saying? It's over here, it's more of a Cuban flavor. It's more of a Caribbean flavor. It's Trinidad, Tobago. It's got all that stuff in it. It's got, I mean, I was in the Caribbean when reggaeton was hitting. I remember being in Montego Bay, and I'm here, boom, 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 right there out in Sunsplash, and it's raining. And then I go to Puerto Rico, and I'm hearing boom, 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 boom. I'm like, wait a minute, the same beat. Call it dance all over here. Over here, it's got some electronic drums, and it's called reggaeton. So this is nothing weird or foreign to me. What we're doing here, I see the screen's coming a little bit. What we're doing here is the same kind of concept that you would see in what develops in different communities, in different neighborhoods, in different villages, in different cultural gatherings, worldwide. So we have to get on this sea of rhythm, because if the rhythm ain't popping, the people ain't dancing. If the people ain't dancing, then it's just ear candy. We wanna give them a little bit of both. We're live. Hold on. All right. Let's see here. We can't end our live stream. We have to go retrieve some mail. So anyway, back to the music. That's what we're doing. Uh, it's definitely fusion. So next, in this process, I want to get a basic um, orchestration of the full band playing these first four bars. So there's a couple ways to do that I tend to do. There's a book that I use, that I pretty much I'm using the book. Um, I don't have that book on this computer, so but that book is on this computer. Let me see if I can find the book without messing up the live feed. Maybe I have it on my phone. Is the book on my phone? I think the book is on my phone. I mess up the live stream. Did I mess up the live stream? No, I didn't mess up the live stream yet. The book may be on my phone. So I'm stopping this process to look for a book, because the book is extremely important. It's a book written by a guy named Russo. And the book, I'm looking for it. Russo. The book there. Got to find the book, y'all. All right, it's on this computer. Anyway, I really should have it over here, but I don't have it over there. Find the book. Need the Russo book. So computers are cool. So I like William Russo composing for this is the book you got to go get. I wish I could just drag this screen over there. Right? But we're talking about Mac and PC getting along like that, and that's just not. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get this book going. The book that you cannot see. Okay. So live stream is here. The book is here. We'll make this work. and you're going to get it once I get this book going. Okay. So this book called, let me get the name, a Phoenix book published by the University of Chicago Press. Okay. It's called, it's like, you know, when you're doing these videos, you have all this stuff together. But it's part of the experience. This is what it's like when I'm doing this for real, for real. Composing for the Jazz Orchestra by William Russo. University of Chicago Press. That should give you enough information to go find this book. Okay. He has a little shot in here that says, "The mind feels and the heart thinks." All right, so this book is important because it has a set of numbers that go down from different combinations of numbers that tell me what tone in the chord to give to what instrument to get a certain color. Now, I know guys who had these numbers and stuff memorized. This book, I'm sure, is very popular amongst many arrangers. And some people say, no, all the books say the same stuff, and you should get this book, you should get that book. But I've done some serious work with this book. And although I don't need this book right now to voice these chords out, the kind of chords that I'm wanting, since I'm using so many instruments, and with marching band, if you know about the arrangements of Lindsey Sargent and Prof. George Edwards and folks, Ronald Sargent, Lindsey Sargent, these folks, they got these pretty chords. Black college marching bands got these fat chords. And Mark Gully, these people, these are guys that I know, that I knew, met, and had an ultimate respect for how fat their chords were in marching band. And they wouldn't deal with anything that didn't have those big, pretty chords. So what we're looking at is an A minor 7. So on this book, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to go find a little section that says minor 7 types. And I want a big open voicing. So we're going to go for this is going to be interesting. I'm going to put an 11 in this chord. We're going to go 11, 9, 7, 3, 5, 1. Nah, I don't want to do that at the beginning. But that 11 is going to make them think I'm playing the wrong chord. So let me go 9, 7, 3, 7, 1, 5, 1. 9, 7, 3, 7, 1. Sound like a phone number, right? 9, 7, 3, 7, 1, 5, 1. So I'm doing an A minor chord, and I'm going to voice this thing outright. 9, 7, 3. I'm going to go 9, 7, 3, 7, 1, 5, 1. Well, I can do better than that. I can go 9, 7, 3, 7, 1, 5, 1. So what's going to happen is the flute and clarinet are both going to get the 9. Let me check those numbers. 9, 7, 3, 7, 1, 5, 1. All right. So we're going down. So the 9 so we're just dealing with this first chord here, this A minor. We're not on to the G or the F. We're just dealing with that beat. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this rhythm. We're going to copy it here. Hoping that it doesn't paste as a chord symbol. So we're going to rewrite it. Trying to keep those numbers in. Trying to keep those numbers in. I need to dot it. Started eighth, followed by 16th, followed by 16th. Bad time to be messing up. Eighth rest. Eighth rest. Eighth note. I'm going to go ahead and make that a C. Another C half note. So although you're not writing this stuff by hand, you are doing it note for note. And a lot of people think that you're just playing notes with the keyboard. I really don't do that a lot because you end up doing a lot of editing. And if I'm doing chords, sometimes I do that. But because I'm writing these chords out in a different kind of way, I'm voicing them kind of strategically, and it's going to take a little more time, just as opposed to me using my ear. I stack chords with my ear all the time. All the time. I just use different techniques to get different results. And in this situation, this won't be at the beginning of the song. This is just a thing that I'm going to do. So every time I want something big to happen in this, when I want that, I'm writing to exhaust that idea from the very beginning. I'm not going to play around with that. I know all my little jazzy ideas and all that stuff and who to give this to in combinations. I know how to do that. I want to get the heavy lifting out the way now at the beginning. And that's voicing out all these notes. So I got this written out in notes now. Now I'm going to copy that. And I'm actually going to paste that same thing down to every part. Now, you see how that gave me some different notes? I'm going to put everything in concert pitch. Okay. There you go with that. Here's that. That looks like it's out of range, so I'm going to actually drop that down an octave so I don't have to do it when I get back to it. And then I'm going to copy. Now that I'm going to get into the lower octaves, I'm going to go ahead and copy the one I just did. Put that one there. Well, that's too low in the trumpet. Put them back up. Now put that there. That may be too low. But when I get to the bone, okay, it's already in bass clef, right? And that's in bass clef too. Okay. I like to boom. I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. I don't like reading bass clef. I'll put that out there for you. Undo that. On the sousaphone, I'm go ahead and drop them down octave too. So now I have the same rhythm and the same notes on every part here. So if you just want to hear how it sounds, it's gonna sound like this wrong. Right? Okay, so now we see got a problem with this note here. That should be longer, right? So we're gonna make that well, you know what? I like that space. It's important to write space, right? You don't have to be long and they're blowing their brains out. It should be articulate because you think about a marching band or a brass band ringing in a area, boom, boom, that little one. Okay? So we got that there. So let's go back to our numbers. I'm not gonna try to memorize these numbers. All right, 9737151. 9737151. Don't go calling that number either, thinking you can reach somebody. All right, so we're dealing with the A minor 7 chord. That's a B, a 9 is B. 9, keeping the 9 there, 9 here. Clarinet's getting a 9. The alto is getting a 9-7. It's getting a G. 9-7. I kind of want to not get at alto that 7 by itself, but I'm gonna give it to him. 9, 7, 9, 7, 3. C. You're gonna double that 7 in the trumpet. 9, 7. Let me see. So maybe this flute part should be up octave. Let's do that. That way, and the clarinet part. We're going up octave to the 9. That way, this alto sax is not down so low. Let's see what that is in alto sax. Too high. And it's too high for the flute too. This is part of the puzzle, all right? Take all that back down. So that's 9. 7. 9, 7. Let's see what that is in concert pitch. All right, so we're gonna take this tenor up octave. 9, 7, 3, 7, right? All right, I see where we at. The instruments aren't laid out correctly as far as the order of what they need to go. They're laid out more in a marching band kind of thing. I need them laid out in order where my numbers are gonna be. So we're gonna go to edit. Instruments. So I want my tenors, my tenor sax. I want him below the trumpets. And I want alto and trumpets. These two, I want alto and possibly trumpet two to have the same part. So I may put alto sax. Yeah, I don't necessarily want the altos. Well, no. I want alto sax to be right after trumpet too. And I want them to be double. That's what that is. All right, that's better. So if we look at it like this, 9, 7, 7, right now I can maybe take him back up. 9, 7, 3, 7, double that. Then we're gonna do a 1. That's gonna be written up out there. Way to check that, because that 7 and that 1 got to be an octave part. Well, almost octave. Go back up to that A. 7. 5 is E. And then the bass Uh, 7, 1. The tenor in the first trombone is going to double. 1. We'll take them up. So these are double, these are double. 1, and 5 is going to go here. And 1 here. Alright, so now that first chord is voice. 9, 7, and the piano at this point, I don't want to hear it. So we're going to have to view mixer. Should be okay. Mixer. I'm still hanging my word up. That's what it's all about. Hang out with F10. I'm not seeing the mixer. Alright, so we want to go mute the piano basically. Can't see it. I need the mixer to come over here. Alright, so here's the mixer. Yeah, so on the music writing program, you got a mixer too. So we come over here and we're going to mute the piano because I don't need to hear those chords. I need to hear what these instruments down here are doing. So that's the first chord. So I'm not even going to listen to that. I'm going to go back to the book. Now I got a G7. And like I said about this G7, I want to keep it kind of clean and pure. I don't want to play around with it too much because it will sound wrong. Now this little part is not going to be going on the whole song. This is just like a special part. I'm just doing it first, okay? So we're talking about open voicings. I got a dominant chord. We're going to go, I'm going to get a 13 in this one. We're going to go 13, 3, 9, 7, 1, 5. 3, 9, 7, 1, 5. That's our number. 13, 3, 9, 7, 1, 5. I'm going to write it down. 13, 3, 9, 7, 1, 5. That's it. All right. So the 13 is G7. It's going to be an E. Now, the only catch is, and so this is going to be important, we got a melody we're dealing with. So this sounds good. Let me play this first chord for you so you can hear it. Ooh, that sounds good for marching band, right? It's good, but I want a melody that's got an A in it. One whole step down. So let me just, I'm keep it what we're doing, but I'll go back and do one with the melody. Because it's not important that the horns on this play the melodic part. I got some synth instruments playing a melodic part. This has got a different function. So let me keep it what I'm doing. The 13 is an E. Now, I might be better off doing something with an 11 in it, not a 13, because that's closer. 11, 9, 7, 3, 5, 1. 11, 9, 7, 3, 5, 1. 11, 9, 7, 3, 5, 1. I think that's going to be the voice we want. All right, because the 11 is a C. That 11 over that. The 11 over that G chord gonna sound like the chords are back. You can't do that either. So no 11s. Hmm. 1397315. 1397. Now I'm gonna go back to that 1339715. Let's do that. Let's see where that takes us. Okay, so the 13 is an E. Of course, we're not gonna have the flute player playing that high. That's the catch. That's crazy jump, but I don't care. 13, 3. That's gonna still be the 13. Oh no, that's gonna be 3. We're gonna imagine that 13 wasn't there. 13, 3, 9 is going to be A. Like out of his range. Thirteen, 3. 13, 3. 13, 3. That's just not gonna work. Dominant 7. We might need to not look at that as a dominant chord, but just a major chord. Let's look at it as a major chord. 9, 6, 10, 1. 9, 6, 10, 1. Let's do that. 9, 6, 10, ain't nothing but a 3. 10, 1. 9, 6, 10, 1. These are doubling. We could do it the same thing in the lower voice. 9, 9, 6, 10, which you probably shouldn't have that low B down there. That's another. And then 1 is G. That's gonna be it. I don't think I ever done that. Woo! I did the same voice in 2 different octaves. I ran out of notes. That was pretty good though. All right, so now we're on to the F major chords. Make sure you save this program. Will do what they want to do on it. Save this desktop inside that folder. Can we get up there? just gonna save it on this side. So now we're on to the F major 7 chord. And then we'll now, because that note was so short, the second note we were talking about earlier, I may make it longer. All right, so now we need another major 7 type chord. You notice how I was trying to make that chord dominant and it just didn't want to be dominant? I have to be careful with that. Major 7 type chord. Let's get something nice. 11, 9, 7, 3, 5, 1. That's right there. 11, 9, 7, 3, 5, 1. Sorry to read. 11, 9, 7. Is that the right one? Let's get a major 7. That was a minor 7 chord. Let's get major and minor type chords. Let's do a 9, 6, 3, 7. No. 7, 5, 3, 7, 5. I never get 9 in them. 9, 6, 3, 1, 5, 1. 9, 6, 3, 1, 5, 1. All right, 9 is going to be G. You shouldn't get that. 9, 6, so it's going to be a D. 3 is going to be an A. 9, 6, 3, 1. 9, 6, 3, 1, 5, 1. 9, 6, 3, 1. 1, 5. 9, 6, 3, 1, 5. Okay, now these are double. So 1, 5. Right? 1, 5. 1. Let's check that. Make sure that's out of the part. Right, there it is. 1, 5, 1. And we need another note. Now we got a 9, 6, 3. I did a 1, 5, 1. Let me do a 7, 5, 1. 7, 5, 1. That's a lot of trombones playing that. So let's do something that makes it drop. I don't want to put that 3 down there. The D on. Drop them down. Okay, so we just put another 13 down there just to see if it's gonna work. We got about another. Here's the first row pass. That note don't work. 1, 6, 3, 1, 5, 1. We got to take that to a 5. 1, 5, 1. We got to keep 5 in there. Yeah, instead of that 9, just put 5 in there. We got that 1, 7. Below that 7, I could put a 3. 3. 3, 7, 7. I can make that a 3. Let's see if that 3 is too low. And so that note is bothering me that it's so short. So we're gonna I can just make this note longer. Make that look like a, but it's gonna be difficult to read. So that's gonna look. See, I don't like when stuff's written like that. Ding, da, ding. Can't stand it. I can't stand it. So I'm gonna actually write the right word. It's just gonna be the same note. It's gonna be tied. And I may be able to paste this little thing here the whole way. There. It's a B. B. Right. So you notice we've been on them. Yeah, so we've been on this one measure for a long time. But that's why I say it's the heavy lift. Yeah, that's not done. I end up with the same thing. That's a lot of them A's. Okay, I need that. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna clash with that. Let's see what that. So that might not be a 7 chord. It might be a 6 chord. G, D. No D in there yet. Checking that down. Then I did the same thing. E. What else? What else? Not too wrong. Trumpets. That might be it. All right. So what we do in this case, we take the tempo, slow it down to about 25. Sounds good. I don't know. Second chord. Mm. Start it. Better. All right. I like that better. So what I did there is I went and doubled the tenor sax with the trombone on that second note, and I'm letting them break back up. And I might, no. So now we go take the tempo back to 79. And that sounds like what you want to hear in a stadium. If I'm sitting in Cotton Bowl and I'm over here on this side and the other band's on the other side, I want to hear chords like this. I want to hear stuff that leaves room for all the other partials and the overtones to resound in the stadium and hit my ears. I want that big, pretty open chord. So we're gonna save that, and then we're gonna voice these next ones. Now, usually I just cut and paste what I already have, but because I'm not going to be cheating, we got time to do this. I wonder who my other viewer is. How are you? We're gonna go ahead, and you notice that these chords backwards. It'll be easy to just walk back up the scale, but I'm not gonna do that. We're going back to the book. So we're on the F major 9 chord. Let's get some pretty notes in there. Let's go 5, 9, 6, 3, 5, 1. 5, 9, 6, 3, 5, 1. 5, 9, 6, 3, 5, 1. So let's go C. 5, 9, 6. 3. That's gonna be double. 5. 3, 3, 5. And so we're gonna put the trombone on the 5. 5. 1. Then we're gonna let that double in the lower octave. 3, 5, 1. And we're gonna go to the G chord. Now, although I like that other G, I'm gonna try another G. And we're not gonna look at it as a dominant chord. And let me go ahead and I could call that G13 now. I'll just call it G13. Maybe not G13, maybe G6. 6, 9. G6, 9. It's a G6, 9 chord. So you could have a G6 chord, a G13, or a G6, 9. The G6, 9 sounds like the correct chord. The cool part about having the chords play for you. Make sure it's right in every place. So you put that stuff out there so you can correct it later as you start to your ears start to come alive to the tune. Sounds great. Right? So it's G6, 9 chord. Okay. Major chord. Let's go 9, 6, 3, 1, 5, 1. on let's go 963-751. Nine, no, I don't know, nine, nothing. Walk this down. Probably want to put a 9 on top. 963-751. Let's go. 9. Oh, we need this rhythm. Let's just select all that. Matter of fact, there's this old saying that say if it ain't broke, don't fix. Let's just change that A minor chord. A minor 7. On a minor 7, let's go 5 973-751. 973-751. 973-751. 9 7 3. What was it? 973 what? 151? 751. 973. The same chord we did. 7. 7. 7. 5. Not even 7 again. 5. That 5. 1. 2. 3. Let's see how that sounds. So it was all cool except for this chord. Boy, y'all sounded good except for that one. It might be smart to just copy those notes there. Right? Let's hear that. Save. All right, that's the business. So that's the first move. Because on this track, I'm going to be playing the melody. So I need that brass band to be doing this kind of stuff. we got something to work with. Some big chords. That took about an hour and a half. But that's where we started. Um, we'll be back. Thank you for tuning in. We've been on here so long, I forgot the name of the show. This is Music Time with Jason Davis. Um, we will be working with Fuzzy Young, the Kick and Brass Blue Magic unit, in order to get the brass band done. Several excellent producers gonna be working with me on this. Got Mac the Man coming in. Hopefully, several others as we get them in. Mac the Man definitely gonna be working with me on the track. Joe Moff Showma, Lokeezy, uh, South Dallas Jason. Working on it, y'all. Hope you got some out of this musical notation, musical arranging class. Uh, this is not just a video. You're going to see this develop into a project. This will be refined. I'll start to put some of the key melodies from the song into it. My hats off to these composers that composed this track. To the gentleman that made the video, to the legacy of Mo3, and to everybody that worked on making this thing happen. To the city of Dallas, to the jazz community. Um, there are many things that we need and should have already had in place for the people that come behind us for many generations, and we can begin to build those structures now musically. That is what these types of attempts are built to do. So we're working from every corner of the city to set a positive example of how we should be working together, how we should be creating without without the shouted order. That we work together because we're artists and we believe that we have something valuable to offer when we come together. Thank you for watching. It's Jason Davis, Jazz South Dallas. Jason, God bless you. Thank you for sharing this music time with me.